Dog.
Welcome back. Why do I got a cowboy hat on? Starting it off, Lil Fred, Lil Rann'D, and RobinNique, She's Scared. Rann'D on the beat. It's the Louisiana Pit with your boy FrankieThaLuckyDog here on VMFM 91.7. Lil Fred featuring Lil Rann'D and RobinNique. She's Scared, produced by Rann'D right there. Lines are open. Stream online, vmfm917.org. Well, it was supposed to be, leading into another great radio show until yesterday when I had found out that we had lost another rapper by the name of Big Fancy. This is the first time I've lost someone that actually has played on the radio here on the Louisiana Pit. Unfortunately, Big Fancy suffered a heart attack. I got to interview him posthumously, so we're going to get into that exclusive part 1 of 2 of the posthumous interview with Big Fancy. And we're even going to celebrate some of his music, and some of his, affiliated people are going to check in the midst of all this. So make sure you listen in a moment of silence for Big Fancy right now. King Fancy Entertainment, wish you were here.
Mike.
Yeah?
What's up?
I was just real glad you hit me up.
I'm gonna communicate with you.
Yeah, I've been praying for you every night. It's a big plus.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been doing pretty good. Don't feel it, Bill.
How have you been feeling, heart-wise?
I've been alright. I've been taking care of myself. Trying to eat right,
Yeah, because you're young, and I feel that you definitely, you're gonna, live a long time. That's how I feel about people. They're gonna live a long time.
Yeah, that's right.
Your I-10 Cowboy song, it put the P in patience for my radio editing, because that was the first song I ever radio edited where it was excessive.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually spent 30 minutes radio editing it. Yeah.
I wish they had some of them underground radio stations on you.
Yeah, and I tell people, I'm listen to my radio show.
Yeah, I do everything. I'm seeing the thing about buying one of them underground radio stations.
Yeah.
I heard you can get them on floor, and I heard you can get a transmitter for about $3,500.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
I was talking, on the radio about, you being in the hospital and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. I'm home.
Break down where rapping came into your life.
I just got out messing with Lucy and started rapping. See, I grew up with Lucy growing up under me. But I've been had a rap label back in the game. Which is all the way legit. But I went to the pen. I barely rap now.
Oh, how come?
I let the youngsters do. I got this shit in the computer that they sample the lyrics, and they just put it in the songs, and they just sample me in the songs. They put me in them like I'm in them, but I don't never even be in there.
Okay, because, here's what I wanted to tell you. Do you know who is?
Who?
Yeah, he usually rolls with.
No.
Well, isn't that something? Because when I was listening to the dude's CD, he actually sampled your ad-libs, and I believe stole your, or Lil Jamie's, song. And I was like, wait till I tell Big Fancy this.
Oh, okay. I was looking at all you supposed. I was like, damn, who is this? I thought she was somebody right around town, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like how all that put together.
Yeah, and, I-10 Cowboy. Fancy virus. Remember I said crazy edited loco. I-10 Cowboy. Woo. Buku money. I remember hearing it for the first time. I was just like blown away. The Big Fancy. I just love the energy, and when you're energetic, you're just really great. You see the hat? Look at the hat. Yeah! Yeah! Whoa, big fans. And Cowboy! Slim Thug. Uh-oh, sample. Jazzy Fam Records. City Boy. The Taliban. Lil Coven. Club shut down. Shut down the club, shut down the party. Fam, me and T-List, boy, I get retarded. Licking with Jazzy Records, and we don't see it. It's the box you sent me, Big Fancy. I made sure I kept it. A bumper from Heisman.
You know, he right there where he was, you know, still in that chair. You know, it's another dog. We ain't gonna lie. We had a lot of, you know, times, like a lot of stuff I did, I couldn't do without him, you know what I'm saying? Took us every way, talked to him. He got on there, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't only, you know, it was really a street pussy. He was a hustler, you know what I'm saying? He taught us how to get grind on. He was like, man, we love you though, you know, even though you ain't here.
We go back in that house with LC and Tank Jones, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
New music right there from LC featuring Tank Jones, Mr. Clean. Gotta stay fresh right here on the Louisiana Pit with your boy FrankieThaLuckyDog. Recapping what we heard. We had my boy Heisman check in earlier before that song. Shout out to him, showing Big Fancy some love. We had City Boy featuring the Taliban and Lil Kevin, Club Shut Down. And of course, starting it off, Big Fancy featuring Bro, Tank Jones, and Nussie, I-10 Cowboy, produced by Beat Flipper. And the interview, part 1, was before that. And when I was on the show during the fall, I basically, you know, heard that Big Fancy got diabetes. And when I heard about it, I was supposed to recycle the box he sent me music in, but I actually took it and kept it because it definitely is a memorabilia and it's sitting with me right here in the studio. So I made a smart move. Heard about the diabetes. I kept announcing it on the air. I just pray that Big Fancy just hangs in there and just feels better. Can fight those diabetes. Oh, I'm so clean. Big Fancy, I hope you feel better. I'm praying for you. Tank Cowboy. Now, keep praying for Big Fancy because I heard that he has diabetes. Ooh, just like Lil Boosie. So this is the second person from Louisiana that has diabetes that I know of. So we're praying for you, Big Fancy. Hang in there. Shout out to Big Mike once again. Hopefully Big Fancy feeling good from his diabetes. I always wish him luck. And unfortunately, he did not yesterday morning when I believe he died in his sleep over a heart attack. Well, I hate to, you know, announce it on the air and hate to just bring a sad thought, but I'm going to keep the music going, which we're trying to play a lot of, you know, who is cool with Big Fancy on the show tonight. Playing Delwin the Krazyman right now. Ask About Me. Delwin. We out here. Keeping it going. Box. Mouse on the track. And produced by, also featuring X-Fyle. Spread my wings. And I got wings. Box featuring Mouse on the track and X-Fyle, Spread My Wings. X-Fyle produced it too. And the music's just gonna keep going. This was one of Big Fancy's, you know, close partners. Nussie, who unfortunately died almost 2 years ago, was murdered. So it's sad to see them both in the ground. Here's Nussie featuring Diablo, Still Standing, right here on the Louisiana Pit. Jig City all day, every day. That's it. Diablo, Still Standing. We the best. Shout out Nas. Bow my hat to you. On the show, you've seen A plus B plus C, Kimbo Slice. Oh, somebody else. Speaking of Kimbo Slice, another Kimbo Slice song. J-Skillz. Heisman did the beat and Slim. Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice. Up next, we're in here. What do we got?
Man, this money boy.
Money boy.
My big dog gone, but I'ma hold it down. I'ma rip it to the end. Young boss, King Fancy, I'm taking over. And we gonna run it this year, you hear me? My dog Frankie gonna make sure he get everything out to y'all. So, you know how we finna do it for 2011, man. It don't stop cause my dog gone. We still gonna hold it down. We still gonna rip it. King Fancy NT. We still out here and we ain't going nowhere. Shout out to FrankieThaLuckyDog again, man. Thank you, bro.
Next song, DQ. What's up, man? How we do that? King Fancy. DQ with King Fancy Entertainment. How we do that? Right here on the Louisiana Pit. Money Boy checked in earlier. He wanted to say a little something for Big Fancy and to myself too for holding the whole King Fancy Entertainment down. So shout out to him. We had J-Skillz before that featuring Heisman and Slim off of the King Fancy I-10 by 10 the compilation volume 1 called Kimbo Slice, produced by Heisman himself. Heisman discovered me on Facebook yesterday and Big Fancy had told him about me. So thumbs up to that. Good Big Fancy. You're up there in heaven and we're definitely watching you. We're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we got more check-ins. We got the second part of the interview, Posthumous interview, and we just have a ton more Louisiana music, especially affiliated with Big Fancy. So definitely keep it locked to the Louisiana Pit. Big Fancy.
Exclusively.
Shout out Big Fancy. Did a little quick drop for me. I got retarded.
AKA Jigga City, within the area code of 225, we do get retarded.
Flipper, Young Roo, BCB, and Nasser.
Yeah, the club was jumping one Monday night. Everybody on the
Shout out B Flipper, he did the thing on the I-10 Cowboy for Fancy. Whoa.
225, get retarded.
Logos, spinning clocks and everything. Next up, Down Bad, Blue Black, just random song out the box. Out the box. How am I gonna play now? Write down a future song What? Who? Find out. What? It's the Cowboy again. What's going on here? I-10 Cowgirl. What the? Lady B, low feet, da-da-dee, Ariel, big stutter. You see everything? Big Fancy's everywhere in this place. She not said an ad-lib. Thought we might have heard that already, but no. Played the female version. That's Lady B, Lil Feet, Da-Da-D, Ariel, and Big Stutter. I-10 Cowgirl, still produced by Beat Flipper. Very ironic, in 2009, I saw my Aunt Judy, and I said to her, I-10 Cowgirl, because she had a cowboy hat on. I-10 Cowgirl. And I, didn't expect an I-10 Cowgirl song to appear, hearing it for the first time last year. So definitely, you know, pretty interesting. Shout out to Big Fancy. He was about 300 to 350 pounds, and I found out he had diabetes a few months ago. We had Down Bad and Blue Black before that with Out the Box from 2007, and Beat Flipper featuring Young Rue, BZB, and Nussie, I Get Retarded from 2008. And we even had a Big Fancy drop. You know, he left me a voicemail the first time he called me, April 21st, 2010, while I was in class, very anticipating. I got a little Facebook response from Tucson producer. Shout out to Tucson. The second part of the posthumous interview that I did with Big Fancy. It's coming up right now. And also right after, we're going to hear the very first time I heard Big Fancy. Was listening to Nussie's feature in Nussie's CD, and all of a sudden, like, I was expecting a Nussie song, and then all of a sudden, it just, Big Fancy came out of nowhere with this voice and this cowboy hat and, like, just craziness. And I love the originality, so I definitely, Big Fancy will be missed. So keep it locked for that, as I first heard that November 2008, reviewing the Nussie feature and Nussie CD. Here's the Big Fancy posthumous interview part 2 on the Louisiana Pit.
Hey, what up? What's going on?
What's up with the label, King Fancy Entertainment?
I got a whole label. I got 30 artists on my label.
Okay, cool.
I got about 500 songs up to the show. I only get out.
That's what's up. Somebody I talked to that's a part of your label is Money Boy.
Yeah, Money Boy, he one of the artists.
Anything else going on with you?
I had got me a Rolls Royce, but they wrecked it as soon as I got it.
Oh.
So that messed up everything, because I want everything to come out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that messed it up. I ain't gonna never let up. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna mash down on it hard, though.
Yeah, because you're a king.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put out about 10,000 copies right now. 5 different compilations, and I'm gonna shoot 10 videos.
Yeah.
Right now.
How about the people that, you know, you work with on a daily basis and the people you work with in the studio? Do they know about me?
Yeah, Money Artists, because they be on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, they be on there.
Yeah, and who else do you work with?
I work with a lot of, I'm gonna tell you how I do it, bro. I work with a lot of, but I don't really go out the way to work with nobody. I sing in my studio, and I got my own team. And I try to build everything around us. Anybody want a feature or want us to feature, they come through and we do something with it. So we go for everybody, but we just don't, it ain't like, you know, we be in our studio every day doing us. If you come through, you want to come through, work with us, it's all good. That's how we play it, you know.
Yeah.
So we don't go to other studios and all that, you know. They call us and want to come do something. That's how we do it.
Yeah, and now that you're finally talking to me, like, how does it affect you in a good way? Like, how good is it?
That means a lot to me. That let me know everything I'm doing is working. That let me know all this work I'm putting in, I ain't putting it in for nothing.
Yeah, and you know,
somebody listening, somebody watching. That give me motivation to keep going.
Yeah, and like especially me holding you down in the hospital and all that.
Oh yeah, I appreciate all that, Lord.
Big Mike was telling me that, you know, you were really shocked to know that, you know, someone from all the way in the East Coast, aka me, was holding you down, like, you know, from music to the hospital.
That's right. That let me know what I'm doing is working. Somebody recognize me out here.
Yeah.
See where you going though. You gonna pull it off, though.
Yeah, I don't believe in death. I don't believe in it.
Just don't believe it. That's why I fought the artist.
Yeah, and like, I'm definitely looking forward to everything. I look forward to just, you know, meeting you and everybody else, you know, one day.
Oh, yeah. We gonna meet up somewhere. I move around, man.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep it going. I'm gonna hit you up on.
Alright.
I was blown away playing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Ridiculous balling came out. King Fancy Entertainment. Judge Fan Records. It's like, who the hell is this? What is this music we're hearing? And he just stayed focused. Rest in peace.
I got big money,
Sad.
big trick stack. I'm ridiculous. I'll buy the cat. I got big money,
Crazy.
big trick stack.
Little issue. Having a dinner plate. He said rest in peace fancy yesterday, so I had to play him. Last week was a good chicken wine. I was Philly. And I don't have any real food. Trying to get a dinner plate, blah, blah, little issue.
Like this, man, Baton Rouge lost a real pioneer in the game, man. Big fans of King, fans of ENT, IT, and Cowboy.
Big Mike, King Fancy,
everything and everything. Fancy was a true game, a true character to the game, man. He will live on. His music's gonna live on. Everything is gonna be everything. Nothing's gonna change. It's just gonna make the music even better, just like we knew he would want it, and everything on that level, man. But Fancy was the true head, Baton Rouge, the I-10 Cowboy, the real Cowboy. I'm talking about buku money, buku stacks. Everything is still going on, and nothing gonna stop. This thing ain't gonna never stop. In the words of Fancy, I-10 Cowboy.
J-Dog chucking in Donkey Boy. I believe that is produced by J-Dub. Shout out to J-Dub. That's the Donkey Boys with Go Live. You know what it is. It's the Louisiana Pit with FrankieThaLuckyDog. We had Big Mike, who was very cool with Big Fancy, and was a part of King Fancy Entertainment, checking for it out with his words for Fancy. We had Lil Issue previously featuring Kevin F. Dinner Plate. Lil Issue said, rest in peace Big Fancy on his Facebook, so I had to play him. It's all about supporting. And of course, King Fancy Entertainment and Jazzy Fan Records, Ridiculous Ballin' from 2008. And the Posthumous Interview Part 2 was before that, starting the set off. And it just seems like it was yesterday, just playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64, hearing Big Fancy for the first time, and now it's over. It's just really sad. I mean, how did time go so fast? So what if it was over 2 years ago? I don't understand. But we have the weather coming up on the next talk break. Just going to get into this next song. You heard him on the remix to I-10 Cowboy, which we played not too many shows long ago. Got Kevin Gates. Hopefully he gets out of jail soon. Head to my toes.
From my head to my toes, from my head to my toes,
Well!
from my head to my toes, from my head to my toes, from my head to my toes.
Switching it up, we're on the Ciroc, Percy Campbell, James Jackson level. Ciroc, remix. J Hook on the beat. Big Fancy bomb. That is Percy Campbell featuring James Jackson and Level. Ciroc, the remix, produced by J Hook. Definitely hot. The weather, Scranton, Pennsylvania, we're nice and cold, 26 degrees, nice and lovely. But in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, just take that number and flip it around, 62 degrees. Are you serious? Like, we need some sunshine, no snow, and some hot weather. Produced by Boo from 2007. Let's get into this Short Bus Boys joint right here. Loosen up. Loosen up, Short Bus Boys. Loosen up. Loosen up. Loosen up. Lil Jamie's next. J-Skillz again. Doughboy again. Throwing my hood up. J-Dub, broadcast from the office.
Big fans of my CEO, you know what I'm saying? He made a lot of things possible for me. A lot of other people on my label, and a lot of other people trying to be artists and everything. He got us shows and all that, you know what I'm saying? He got us exposed to what the music industry actually could do for us, you know what I'm saying? And big fans, you will be missed, bro. Coming from your boy, J-Dub.
Even though it has nothing to do with King Fancy. Little bonus, Magnolia Shorty. Since she died recently, Juvenile BG on it, Magnolia Shorty. Why did Magnolia Shorty have to go? It's with you now, fans. Sip on the chucks in the cut. Louisiana. You know how to show love to the early bird that broke my record. Money Boy, J-Skillz in this Young Hustler on the track. That's my boy right there, Money Boy, featuring J-Skillz in this. And last year, close to this time, February 1st, right when January ended, I had went to bed at like 3:36 or 3:39 in the morning, and at about 7:03 in the morning, Money Boy called me, and it was like I broke a record for the least amount of sleep, as I said in the Big Fancy interview. Once again, shout out to Money Boy for making me set a record. What up? Oh my god, you see the time on the clock? It barely moved. It only moved 3.5 hours. Look at that. Now it's 7:17. That's because as much as we're on the grind, incoming calls. Money Boy, look at this. Lowest amount of time I went to sleep. 3 hours, 24 minutes. I went to sleep at 3:39 a.m., woke up at 7:03 a.m. So shout out to Money Boy. There he was with J-Skillz once again with In This. Produced by Young Hustler. Shout out to him too. We had Magnolia Shorty before that, featuring Juvenile and BG with Magnolia Shorty. Now, I haven't played any really old songs this time, but I played that because Magnolia Shorty had gotten murdered back on December 20th, and I wasn't on the air to really announce it. So I figured I'd give her time tonight, since this is also a Big Fancy show. So a moment of silence for Magnolia Shorty, too. Too bad she was shot an extreme amount of times, I believe in the 20 amount of times, 26 or 28. That's devastating. And she was only 28 years old, unfortunately. We had J-Dub. He checked in with little words for Big Fancy. We had Lil Jamie featuring J-Skillz and Doughboy with Throwing My Hood Up. Got one more song left, as well as Bro has a few words to say too.
Yeah, this Bro.